Imagine stepping outside to a vibrant dance of colors, scents, and textures, a small slice of paradise right in your backyard. Cottage gardens whisper tales of whimsy and charm, inviting you to lose yourself in a kaleidoscope of floral joy. Crafting such a sanctuary might seem like a hefty task, but it's less about perfect precision and more about expressing your personal flair. Think of your garden as an artist's canvas, where the blend of wildflowers, heirloom vegetables, and fluttering butterflies creates a living masterpiece that's uniquely yours. Here are 28 eye-catching cottage garden ideas to inspire you. Imagine stepping into your garden to find a tiny world where fantasy meets flora. Whimsical fairy garden installations turn a regular green space into an enchanting escape. By integrating small fairy houses, winding pebble paths, and miniature wooden bridges among vibrant blooms and lush ferns, you invite magic into your backyard. This tiny transformation not only adds charm, but serves as a captivating focal point, encouraging visitors to bend down and glimpse into a fantastical miniature universe. Why settle for the ordinary when you can sprinkle a bit of fairy dust? Turning a corner of your cottage garden into a fairy haven is simpler than you think. With a few creative touches like adding twinkling lights to mimic fairy lanterns and tiny benches for imaginary guests, your garden becomes a nighttime wonderland. These elements don't just beautify, they create a magical ambiance that makes every evening an invitation to step into a storybook. Step off the beaten path with a rustic twig archway, the perfect blend of whimsy and nature. Imagine walking through your garden, greeted by the delicate perfume of climbing roses intertwined with the rough texture of twigs. It's a dance between the wild and the cultivated. This simple yet striking addition elevates a cottage garden from charming to enchanting, inviting both admiration and the company of cheerful birds. Why settle for ordinary when you can craft an entrance that whispers tales of fairy realms? Incorporating a twig archway not only showcases your creativity, but also supports vibrant climbing roses, creating a living masterpiece. It's a testament to the beauty of blending the untamed with the deliberate, proof that sometimes the most captivating beauty lies in the balance. Ever thought about giving your cottage garden a dash of whimsy? Here's a bright idea: vintage teacup succulents. Imagine sipping tea in your garden, surrounded by these charming little greeneries nestled in teacups of yesteryears. They don't just add a touch of nostalgia, they're also a cinch to care for. A little sun, a bit of water, and you've got magic growing right before your eyes. Why settle for ordinary when you can make your garden a scene straight out of a fairy tale? Scatter these vintage teacup succulents along pathways, on windowsills, or even as centerpieces on that rustic garden table. They're not just plants, they're stories waiting to bloom, adding layers of character and sparking conversations among your garden guests. Who knew such small things could hold so much enchantment? Imagine transforming that old wheelbarrow in your shed into a charming, mobile herb garden. With a lick of paint and some drainage holes, it becomes the perfect home for your basil and chives. Roll it into the sun, or tuck it away when guests arrive. It's practical magic at its finest. Why let a good wheelbarrow retire when it can still bring so much joy? Dressed with vibrant herbs, it's not just a garden feature, but a conversation starter. Picture wheeling fresh mint from the garden straight to your iced tea on a warm afternoon. The convenience and aesthetic appeal are unmatched. Imagine curling up with a captivating novel encased in a haven of vibrant wildflowers. That's the magic of a secret garden reading nook. It's an idyllic retreat where whispers of nature blend with the rustle of turning pages. By selecting a mix of perennial wildflowers, you not only give life to a visually stunning backdrop, but also invite a symphony of birds and butterflies. This charming nook becomes a personal oasis, promising serenity and a delightful escape into your favorite stories. Now picture a cozy bench nestled among fragrant blooms, creating the ultimate outdoor reading spot. It's like stepping into your own storybook setting. Opt for hardy, native plants to minimize upkeep and maximize enchantment. With this quaint nook, every read is an adventure, surrounded by the beauty of nature. It's simple, yet profoundly transformative, turning an ordinary garden corner into a scene straight out of a novel. Who said ladders are just for climbing? Turn that old wooden ladder into a stunning vertical flower display. Lean it against your garden wall and hang pots of blooming beauties or twine climbing plants around its steps. This simple transformation not only adds a splash of color, but also injects a dose of rustic charm into your cottage garden. It's an effortless way to elevate your space without breaking the bank. Imagine your garden telling stories of the past with just a ladder. This isn't merely about adding greenery, it's about creating a conversation starter, a piece that whispers tales of yesteryears while serving as a sanctuary for your favorite flowers. A ladder as a plant stand? Now, that's climbing the creativity ladder in the garden world. Imagine strolling through a vibrant lane where every step is accompanied by the whispers of blooming lavenders. A brick pathway does more than guide your way. It adds a rustic charm that marries beautifully with the delicate purples and greens. This scene isn't just a feast for the eyes, but a symphony for the senses, with the soothing scent of lavender calming the mind and the tactile contrast of rugged bricks underfoot. This blend of texture and aroma is a classic cottage garden trick, proving that balance in diversity creates unparalleled beauty. Now think about the bees, busily threading through lavender blooms, their buzz adding a layer of living sound. Integrating a brick pathway surrounded by lavenders isn't just a design choice, it's an invitation to wildlife, a step towards a self-sustaining garden. Simple yet striking, this idea encapsulates the essence of a cottage garden, where every element serves a purpose beyond aesthetics, promoting biodiversity and offering an oasis for both the gardener and nature. It's easy to achieve and even easier to fall in love with, making every garden visit a memorable journey. Who said old boots were destined for the bin? Give them a second lease on life by transforming them into quirky, eye-catching flower pots. This green-thumbed trick combines creativity with sustainability, carving out a nook for your petunias or pansies in footwear that's walked its last mile. It's a conversation starter and an eco-friendly nod in one compact package. Imagine stepping into a garden where every corner tells a story and every planter has a past. Recycled boot flower pots do just that. They're not just planters, they're poignant reminders of the journeys we've taken. By planting your blooms in them, you're quite literally giving new life to something old. Isn't that what every cottage garden is about? Imagine tucking a miniature stone cottage among verdant moss, creating a scene straight from a fairy tale. This idea combines charm and whimsy, transforming any garden corner into a magical storybook vignette. Perfect for those who love to infuse their space with a touch of fantasy, it's a simple yet effective way to add interest and narrative to your outdoor haven. Adding tiny, rustic windows and wooden doors to your stone cottage miniature will invite onlookers to ponder about who might reside within. Surround it with a variety of mosses and perhaps a cobblestone path leading up to its tiny doorway, and you've got not just a garden feature, but a conversation starter. It's a creative way to bring your love of tales and legends into the very landscape of your home. Creating an enchanting nook in your garden is simpler than you think. Start by placing a snug bench around a sturdy tree, an ideal spot for afternoon daydreams. Imagine the charm when climbing clematis with their vibrant blossoms twine upward, transforming an ordinary seat into a magical retreat. These flowering vines, besides adding a visual treat, offer a sweet scent that enhances those quiet, reflective moments. Why stop at beauty? Clematis vines are also brilliant conversation starters. Selecting varieties with different blooming times ensures your enchanted nook remains a focal point from spring through fall. Picture the scene. Friends and family drawn to this lively spot, surrounded by the whimsy of nature. It's not just a garden, it's a storybook come to life. Think rolling up your sleeves and adding a personal touch to your garden. Hand-painted garden stones with inspirational quotes are not your average garden accessory. They're a daily dose of motivation with a side of charm. Picture stepping into your backyard oasis, greeted by stones that whisper, "Grow where you are planted," or "Bloom with grace." It turns a stroll in your garden into a journey of reflection and inspiration. Now, let's get our hands dirty, but in a fun way. Crafting these stones combines creativity with a touch of nature's zen. Each stone, unique in shape and size, becomes a canvas for your thoughts. The result? A garden that does more than dazzle with beauty. It speaks to the soul. Imagine the conversations sparked by these stones, making your garden not just a visual treat, but a source of comfort and joy. Why not sprinkle a bit of magic into your cottage garden with moss-covered gnomes and fairy statues? These little charmers create a whimsical atmosphere that makes your space feel like a secret fairy grove. Nestle them among lush greenery and watch how they become conversation starters, not just with your guests, but with every bird and bee that visits your garden. Their green coats blend seamlessly, adding a touch of enchantment without overpowering the natural beauty around them. Think of these mossy friends as the guardians of your garden's secrets. Placing them strategically among flowers and shrubs can turn a simple walk through your garden into an enchanting adventure. And the best part, they're incredibly low maintenance. A little shade, some moisture, and voila, your garden is transformed into a storybook scene that captivates the imagination. Who knew that something so small could add such a vast depth of character to your outdoor space? Have you ever considered throwing a party for your garden that keeps on giving? Wildflower seed bombs are your ticket. Imagine tossing these little bundles of joy into neglected corners and watching as nature RSVPs with explosions of color. These tiny, powerful packages promise a delightful patchwork of blooms, turning bland to grand with minimal effort. Perfect for the gardener who loves surprises, seed bombs offer a rainbow of colors, textures, and heights, bringing a whimsical charm to any cottage garden. So why not give your green space the gift that grows? Now, let's talk strategy. Positioning these floral grenades in spots craving attention not only revitalizes dead zones, but also attracts pollinators, creating a buzzing hub of activity. This half-and-half approach, part intentional planting, part let nature take its course, results in a breathtakingly beautiful chaos that captures the essence of a cottage garden. With wildflower seed bombs, you're not just planting flowers, you're curating a live painting that evolves with the seasons. Ready, set, throw, and watch your garden's tale unfold. Imagine your garden pond turning into a serene escape, crowned with the beauty of lilies and lotus. Floating water gardens not only instill tranquility, but also add a touch of elegance. These aquatic plants play double duty, enhancing visual appeal while purifying the water. With a little creativity, you can transform your pond into a picturesque scene straight out of a fairy tale. A symphony of colors bursts to life as lotus and lilies bloom, creating a captivating display that's hard to ignore. Easy to install, these floating wonders require minimal upkeep, yet they promise an impressive impact. Not just a feast for the eyes, they offer a sanctuary for wildlife, inviting a ballet of butterflies and birds to your garden. Stepping into a rustic wooden crate vegetable bed is like walking into a living storybook of gardening. These charming beds add a touch of whimsy and practical sustainability, simultaneously elevating your garden's aesthetic and its eco-friendliness. They're a testament to the fact that beauty and utility can grow hand in hand, quite literally. Gone are the days of dull, monotonous gardens. With just a few crates, you create a patchwork of lush, edible greenery that's as pleasing to the eye as it is to the palate. It's a simple yet profoundly effective way to breathe life into your cottage garden, proving that sometimes the old ways are indeed gold. Ever considered letting the breeze be your maestro? Nestle a couple of whirligigs and wind chimes amid your blooms. Their gentle spins and soft tingles sprinkle magic into the air, crafting a serene soundscape that dances with the rustle of petals and leaves. It's like the garden is whispering its own lullaby. Picture this, a symphony crafted by nature, as every gust of wind plays a new note. The clever placement of these whimsical wonders not only adds a visual flair, but serenades you with an ever-changing melody. As bees hum and flowers sway, your garden transforms into a stage for the most enchanting performances. Let's break it down. A copper pipe trellis isn't just a support for climbing vines, it's a statement. Its warm glow adds a touch of sophistication, making even the humblest garden feel a bit more high-end. Plus, it ages beautifully, evolving from shiny to a distinguished patina, proving that true style stands the test of time. Imagine your vines weaving through this durable frame, creating a living piece of art that thrills the senses. Now, imagine setting up a copper trellis. Yes, it demands a bit of elbow grease, but the payoff? Huge. It's like giving your climbers their very own jungle gym, except this one adds flair to your flower beds. And when those first tendrils begin to explore, twining around the copper, it's not just growth, it's a performance. Your garden transforms into a stage, with every plant a performer under the spotlight. Got an old bicycle wheel gathering dust in the shed? Transform it into a charming climbing plant support for your cottage garden. It's a quirky twist that gives vines a circular runway to showcase their beauty. Imagine the vibrant blooms spiraling up, adding a pop of color and whimsy to your green space. Plus, it's a fantastic conversation starter. Repurposing a bicycle rim not only injects personality into your garden, but also champions sustainability. Lean it against a wall or suspend it from a sturdy branch. Either way, it provides the perfect framework for climbers like sweet peas or clematis. Watch as your garden turns into a living art piece, proving that creativity knows no bounds. Ever thought of adding a splash of magic to your cottage garden? A natural pond, bubbling with life, can transform your space. Picture water irises dancing on the surface, painting a stroke of vivid purples and lush greens. This isn't just eye candy. Frogs will soon hop along, making your garden a symphony of nature's sounds. It's a simple step to bring your garden alive, turning it into an ecosystem brimming with beauty and life. Stepping into your garden could feel like entering a hidden paradise. With a frog habitat tucked beside a natural pond, you invite balance and tranquility. It's a haven where wildlife flourishes and stress fades. Include water irises for a touch of elegance and to support your local ecosystem. This idea isn't just good, it's a game changer for any garden looking to embrace the wild effortlessly. Stepping into a woodland shade garden feels like stumbling upon a hidden fairy glen. The blend of ferns and hostas creates a lush green tapestry that transforms shady spots into serene retreats. With their elegant fronds, ferns weave a sense of ancient mystique, while the broad, vibrant leaves of hostas inject a dash of boldness. This combination not only thrives in the dappled light, but also provides a low-maintenance haven that cools and calms. A stroll through this garden is a journey to tranquility. Ferns, with their grace, dance with the slightest breeze, and hostas, knights in shining armor, stand guard with their lavish foliage. This setting isn't just a feast for the eyes, it's a sanctuary for the soul. By embracing the natural canopy and the flora that flourishes beneath, you create an enchanted nook that beckons you to pause and appreciate the simpler, quieter moments of life. Repurposing wine bottles to border your garden beds adds a touch of whimsy and eco-friendly flair. Picture your garden paths lined with the subtle green hue of glass, catching the sunlight and creating a sparkling border that not only looks beautiful, but also keeps your garden orderly. This clever use of materials that would otherwise be discarded not only saves money, but also provides a unique conversation starter for your outdoor sanctuary. Who said recycling can't be stylish? By burying the bottles neck down along the edges of flower beds or pathways, you create a durable and visually appealing barrier. This method proves that with a bit of creativity, sustainability can blend seamlessly with garden design, turning everyday items into decorative features that enhance the overall look of your cottage garden. Plus, it's a fantastic project that combines gardening with eco-conscious living. A win-win for you and the planet. Starting a DIY living willow garden dome might sound like a leap, but it's easier than you think. These natural structures blend seamlessly into any cottage garden, offering a whimsical retreat from the hustle of everyday life. With just willow cuttings and a bit of elbow grease, you can create a living space that thrives with you. Imagine lounging under a leafy dome, book in hand, surrounded by the buzz of garden life. It's the ultimate DIY charm. Why settle for the ordinary when you can craft your own living masterpiece? The Living Willow Garden Dome not only adds a focal point to your garden, but also serves as a testament to your creativity and connection with nature. As it grows, it changes, becoming a unique testament to the power of green thumbs and imaginations. Plus, it's a fantastic conversation starter at garden parties. Ready to transform your garden? Grab some willow cuttings and start weaving magic. Imagine a terracotta tower, not just any tower, but one that's a bustling airport for bees and butterflies. Placing this in your garden is like rolling out a red carpet for these essential pollinators. It's a simple step with a big impact. Think of it as your personal contribution to supporting local wildlife, all while adding a whimsical charm to your space. By having one of these towers, you'll witness an endless parade of nature's workers, buzzing and flitting about. It's better than any TV show, really. Plus, you're giving back to the planet in the most magical way possible. Who knew being eco-friendly could look so enchanting? Think outside the box and elevate your cottage garden with hanging baskets filled with cascading petunias and ivy. This aerial twist not only adds a pop of color, but also utilizes vertical space, making your garden look fuller and more vibrant. Why settle for the ground when the sky's the limit? Adding a touch of whimsy to your outdoor space, these overflowing baskets weave a tale of beauty and efficiency. They act like floating gardens, captivating the eye and enchanting the heart. Plus, they're a breeze to maintain. Ever thought of stepping into a fairy tale? Adding a secret mirror gate to your cottage garden can work wonders. Picture this, a hidden portal that mirrors the beauty surrounding it, doubling the allure of blooming flowers and greenery. It's not just about aesthetics. This trick also makes your garden appear more expansive. A mirror, strategically placed among colorful blossoms and rustic charm, does more than just reflect. It transforms. Why settle for a simple fence when you can create an illusion of endless greenery? A mirror gate invites curiosity and adds a layer of mystery to your garden paradise. It's like having a magic door that leads to an enchanted world, convincing enough to make you do a double take. Plus, it's a fantastic conversation starter. Imagine the stories and moments shared, all sparked by this mesmerizing addition. Stepping up your garden game? Picture a picket fence as a canvas, with sunflowers and daisies painted on, adding a splash of joy. It transforms your garden into a storybook scene where every glance brings a smile. This simple yet impactful decision not only boosts curb appeal, but also infuses your outdoor space with a personal touch. Imagine the compliments from neighbors and the butterflies coming for a closer look. Why settle for ordinary when a few strokes of paint can whisk your garden into a realm of whimsy and charm? Sunflowers symbolize happiness, and daisies stand for innocence. Together, they create a blend that speaks to the soul. Plus, it's a weekend project that yields years of delight. Your garden will be the talk of the town, and who wouldn't want that? Imagine stepping into your garden and being greeted by an aroma so delightful, it feels like a hug from nature. That's the charm of a perfume garden. Planting fragrant herbs like lavender and rosemary alongside flowers such as roses and jasmine can transform your outdoor space into a haven of scents. These plants don't just smell great, they add texture and color, creating a sensory retreat right at your doorstep. Why settle for a visual feast when you can have a fragrant oasis? Dedicating a section of your cottage garden to aromatic herbs and flowers is like crafting a natural perfume. As the breeze carries the sweet scents through your windows, you'll find your home infused with the freshness of the outdoors. Plus, these plants are known to attract beneficial pollinators, adding life and vibrancy to your garden sanctuary. Let's light up the night, shall we? Imagine solar-powered mason jar lanterns casting a warm glow over your enchanting cottage garden. These jars, apart from being easy on the power bill, turn every evening into a magical affair. By simply harnessing the sun's bounty, they ensure your twilight gatherings are bathed in a cozy, inviting light. Their charm? Unparalleled. The vibe? Straight out of a fairy tale. Just picture them, suspended from trees or lined along pathways, making every step you take a moment straight out of a dream. Now, think about the buzz of conversation under this starlit canopy. The beauty of these lanterns isn't just in their sustainability, it's in the atmosphere they create. They blend old-world charm with modern efficiency, making them a brilliant addition to any garden soiree. And the best part? Their setup is a breeze. Once the sun dips below the horizon, your garden transforms into a radiant haven where every moment feels suspended in time. Ready to give your evenings an upgrade? In the dance of gardening, a cottage garden performs a lively jig. Picture your hands, covered in soil, directing the symphony of blooms. Why conform to a stiff waltz when the charming chaos of a cottage garden invites a personal touch? It's your canvas. Splash it with the colors of nature. So, shall we grab our gardening tools and whistle a tune of creation? Every petal, every leaf sings a story of simplicity and beauty. Remember, in the patchwork of life, a cottage garden is that cozy quilt made by your own hands. Let's make your garden a reflection of the heart, shall we?